So today we will figure out the true problem with movies nowadays. And the main problem with movies, in my opinion, is no original ideas and live actions of things that we can just watch. You feel me? Like, there's no point in a Lion King live action because it's not the 1930s and people can't just watch it on Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever you got. So,
There's three problems with movies nowadays. Problem number
three.
one is that everybody's trying to revamp and remake something.
Talk to
Live
him.
action. Like, what are we like? Make something original, please. Like the
Yeah.
revamp, remake, retelling,
Talk
live
to him.
action whole trend is one of the worst things that's happened to the movie industry. It's really lazy and it pisses me off. And one big culprit is Disney. Brother, when I was growing up, Disney was peak. They was dropping
Factual. Man, I'm not even sure what Disney Channel got nowadays. No one talks about the new Disney Channel shows. Teen Titans Go has more motion than whatever is on Disney Channel nowadays. Like, you feel me? That's crazy. What, like back in the Disney movies, you know what's actually funny? Most of the Disney movies I've ever watched, I have never seen the end of it. Frozen, never saw the end, but I know what happens. Mulan, know what happens, but never seen it. Lilo and Stitch, I barely know I just know what goes on in that movie. Only seen like maybe 15 minutes of that movie. If it wasn't a Disney Channel original show like Zapped, High School Musical. I'm not even sure I've seen High School Musical. I've never finished a whole Disney movie before.
Dropping banger after banger, Lemonade Mouth, Maleficent,
Never seen
other
it.
movies
Never
that I
seen
don't
it.
feel like thinking about right now. They was cooking up, but now they're too scared to do any new movies, so they just do live actions. For instance, the main one I want to talk about, Snow White, actually the inspiration of this video. Brother, I've never seen a live
I heard that movie sucked. Nah, that's actually crazy because if you know the lore, let me talk to him. Apparently, Snow White was the first Disney animated movie ever, and it was a hit, and that's what got them on their whole wave. But the fact that a live action of their most popular movie tanked is crazy. I didn't go see it because I'm a dude, and it's not that deep for me. But yeah, like, how did you fumble an easy layup like that?
action movie worse than this one. But in my opinion, Snow White is everything wrong with movies nowadays. And let me explain this. Seeing the original Snow White, right?
Oh, I know. I'm pausing a lot because it's in my YouTube channel. If you clicked on here, you were curious about what I had to say. So if you said three problems, live actions, remakes, blah blah. First point, everything trying to be woke, quote unquote. Before I get canceled or whatever. Wait, I can't even get canceled if I'm not on. But anyway, I'm not saying that inclusion is bad. No. Doing it right is different from just having it. You feel what I'm saying? It like having a girl lead isn't bad, but if you make her whole character that she's a girl character, she is a girl character instead of making her a character who is a girl, complete difference. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I love Avatar. They have one of the best female cast of characters ever. And that's because they are characters that are girls. They may have some girl power aspects, but because they're characters who are girls, it elevates it instead of just straight up girl power for no reason and just looking over everything that involves being a girl. I want to know, but let me change the example for it to being a black person. A character doesn't need to be a black character. It can be a character who is black. You feel me? The character doesn't need to grow up in the hood. The character doesn't need to not know his dad. Like, you can have a regular character who is just whatever you would write a normal character like, but their skin color is dark. You can add aspects of um, gun violence, police brutality, blah 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 blah. Because again, they're black, so it's part of their character. And that's what you're going for. If you do it right, it's good. But if you just do it just to do it to appease a certain community, that's where people, even black people, will be like, you feel me? Like, cool, but how did that integrate into the story? Oh wait, number
The
three.
whole premise of the movie is about a girl that had beef with her stepmom because the stepmom wanted to be prettier than her. But her little mirror gadget told her,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Snow White low-key looks better than you. Actually, it's not low-key. She's for sure the fairest in the land.
So the queen banishes this. I'm gonna just go with it. So the queen banishes Snow White to the wilderness, whatever, blah blah blah. She meets 7 dwarves and they become friends. And after that, I'm pretty sure she meets the prince for a little bit in the wilderness. They fall in love. But one thing leads to another. An old evil witch gave her an apple and she decides to eat it like an actual stupid fucking dumbass. And then she went into a deep sleep. The 7 niggas
She got perked up.
and they was like, oh, we gotta save her. So they went to find the prince, made him kiss her. She went from dead to alive. They have a whole love scene. And then the prince and the 7 dwarves went to go slide on the way.
You think he cracked?
Or whatever. They get back, they have a big party or whatever. And they live happily ever after. The end, right? But since it's such a historical film and such an important film in Disney history, you would think they would honor the source material and truly give it their all when they made this live action. Well, obviously they fucking didn't. You see, Disney's seen this beautiful story, quote unquote, looked at it and said, I don't really like it. It's kind of misogynistic. But here's what I seem to not understand about this whole situation. If you didn't like how the story was originally, why would you redo it? Like, they completely changed every single aspect that people loved about this film. Instead of a prince saving Snow White, they made the guy a thief. Why would a princess fall in love with a thief? This is not Aladdin. And even in Aladdin, brother knew he had to get his grip up, bro. Like, there was no way he was finna pull a queen looking like a bum. And then also, why is the queen Gal Gadot? Like, honestly, I feel like appearance-wise, great casting. But she can't act. And this is a very well-known thing. I mean, just watch Wonder Woman.
Kalel, no.
But the thing is, I like her in Fast and the Furious. Did she talk a lot in Fast and the Furious? No. Aw, damn.
And then even Snow White herself was a bad casting. And it wasn't even for her acting. I actually think Rachel Ziegler, whatever her name is actually a pretty good actor. And she was actually pretty good in this film. But here's the problem. She doesn't even like Snow White. Like, she's publicly stated that she thinks the whole story is very misogynistic, outdated, and it's just overall not as good as...
I ain't gonna lie, she's a Will Ashley type of person. Person down to her core. Because why would you say that? You feel me? Why would you audition for it? Because unless you didn't know what Snow White was about, which is low-key a skill issue, why would you go to the audition for a movie you didn't even like? I get being an actor and all, but hey man, say man. You were in Shazam. Huh.
And she would like it. She literally gets visually disgusted whenever she talks about this film. Which, again, if you don't like the film, that's purely okay. But why would you play the role? This is Disney we're talking about. This is not no indie production. They could have got somebody else. You didn't have to play this role. But I'm gonna play you this clip, and I'm gonna tell you why she said this publicly.
The cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the idea.
I know people are gonna say, "Oh, you should never compromise your morals for money," blah blah blah. But low key, if she didn't say that, she could have been making at least $1 million from this. I think. I don't know. She could have been making a lot more money than she probably did if she just not silencing women, but it's like, get your paycheck first, let the movie come out, and then talk about it.
Ideas of women being in roles of power. It became about the fairest of them all, meaning who is the most just.
She thinks Snow White is misogynistic, so she wanted to rewrite the story. Which, again, I've been saying it this whole video. Nothing wrong with that.
Make another movie.
But why would you remake Snow White? Snow White is a story made in the 1920s. Why are y'all expecting them not to be misogynistic, bro? They were 60 years away from slavery, bro. These aren't the best people of character. But originality is being missed in movies. That's why Sinners did so good. We should stop at number 2, originality. See, Sinners is
That is a good movie. I like the freakiness. Cool idea. And low key, I kind of got lost a little bit. Maybe it's because I don't have good reading comprehension or know how to comprehend a complex story. But I got lost. I ain't gonna lie.
everything right with movies, in my opinion. If you don't know what this movie is, it's a movie starring Michael B. Jordan,
Hi.
Haley Steinfeld, made by Ryan Coogler, and it's one of the best movies I've ever watched. And here's why: it was different. That's it. The vibe, the atmosphere, the setting, the actors, everything was different. And even if there was familiar faces, they played their roles so well that I literally forgot they were acting. Michael B. Jordan literally played 2 characters in this movie. And about halfway in the movie, I forgot it was 2 different people. That's how well he played this role. This movie was just perfect.
Smokes and Stacks. Yeah, that's unreal. I ain't gonna lie. They are real. They are some real... Hold on, that should be the thumbnail. Anyway, those are some real N-words. I ain't gonna lie. They're some of the coolest characters. Wait, hold on. Let me redo that thumbnail. Yeah, they're real.
You can tell everybody involved in this movie really cared about what they were doing. From the writing to the set designs to the acting to the music made. Like, it was just, there was one scene where it literally took you through the whole history of black.
Oh yeah, that I didn't like that part because it was the most random piece of... I know they explained it in the movie, like the narrator's like, this is where all music started, blah 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 blah. But I was so lost. It kind of took me out of the movie. You feel what I'm saying?
Music. It was just insane.
As a sommelier.
Insane. Like, it's one of the few movies that I've watched where I've really felt the energy of the film in the theater. And the budget was only $90 million compared to Snow White's. I think it's $180 million. Let me check.
12 seconds later.
Yeah, $240 million is crazy. No, yo, what? Yo.
Ooh, that's a fumble of doom.
It's a statement to Disney, to Marvel, to Fast and Furious, to any movie company that keeps on remaking the same old films. Stop that shit right now because we're tired of it. Make something original, something that takes.
You know it's crazy? I was thinking about it today. I didn't even know I did not know. I knew I was gonna watch this, but I kind of forgot this morning. But I was thinking, I'm like, bro, you know how many comics there are to choose from, and why they're only focusing on such a limited scope? They're just reusing characters that people grew up with, right? And you wouldn't get to that point if you didn't try with Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, blah 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 blah. Where I'm going with this is there is so many versions of those characters to where you guys have already proved, maybe you kind of left it a little shaky. Marvel has already proved that they have the budget to make good, impactful movies. If they really wanted to, they could make so much more money off of taking different stories from comics instead of focusing on just this one timeline. If you want to do a massive event, sure, go ahead. But they're only trying to focus on such a limited scope. Like, there are millions of comic books and millions of versions of our favorite characters. Have you ever heard of Superior Iron Man? Yeah, that could be a whole movie. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, there is so much content out there for you guys to be focused on this much of something that has spanned years. There is millions of stories, millions of characters you can expand on instead of Carbon, like Bucky, and who else? Like, there's so much more out there instead of you guys trying to focus on this one universe. That's what I'm trying to say. There's too much movie and too much comic book history for Marvel to be just focused on such a limited scope of their whole catalog.
Takes time, hard work. This movie didn't even take that much time to make. It was just such a good story, such a good vibe, and people actually care about it. You don't gotta do too much nowadays to entertain people, bro. Just make a good quality story that people can be attached to, or just something fun that people can feel a part of. Like,
oh, and again, it's my video. If you're still here, appreciate it. But boom, I watched a video a while ago talking about the death of garbage family movies. Like, Adam Sandler, greatest director of all time. Greatest movie, has one of my favorite catalogs out of every director I know. And I just know maybe 3. But yeah, garbage movies are great. Like, let's not sit here and lie and say that Grown Ups 1, Grown Ups 2, Happy Gilmore, other movies where Adam Sandler plays the chop guy with the baddie. But it's like, garbage movies are so good because you can just sit there and watch. Just turn your brain off after a long day. It's the weekend. You don't want to watch something so complex. You just want to sit down and giggle. Bro.
the Minecraft movie, which leads me to number 3. Let's have fun with these movies.
Thank you.
Even though Sinners is more of a serious, deep, masterful movie, I feel like society is still missing those fun, energetic, corny, funny movies, which honestly doesn't take itself that serious. Like, I feel like all throughout the 2010s we had movies like that, like those comedy movies by Jack Black, Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, those type of.
Yes. The campaign is one of the greatest garbage movies ever. Oh my god. Garbage. I just need something. I need something. I need a simple story with funny. Oh my god. Everything Jim Carrey was in Dumb and Dumber, great. And I know I'm black and Tyler Perry makes bad movies, but Tyler Perry movies, yeah, we need some more of that. We need more garbage TV, because garbage TV is probably, out of every single aspects, I'm not sure what the word is, but let's go with aspects of movies. Garbage movies are top 2, other than like an actual good movie. But garbage movies, garbage comedy movies, y'all don't even understand.
Movies. I feel like society's missing those. Those movies weren't meant to be taken serious. The budget probably wasn't even that crazy, but they were good, fun movies to be a part of. You know, the grown-ups of the world, stuff like that. And I feel like the Minecraft movie kind of brought that back. It didn't take itself serious. It didn't try to be the best production cost. It was just a good, fun movie. I mean, there was a whole trend where people threw their popcorn in there because of a chicken jockey joke.
Jockey.
which I don't get at all because I don't play Minecraft. And the whole vibe of the rollout of this movie was just fun. Kind of reminded me of the Minion movie, which in my opinion was probably one of the best movie rollouts in the history. I mean, people were coming out wearing suits to the movie theater. Grown-ass adults dressing crazy just to see a movie that's for kids. But it just built around to the hype of it. The Minions movie didn't take itself serious. It was just good fun, and people loved it because it knew what it was. See, this and Sinners is what we need in Hollywood right now. Either a deep original film or just good fun. It isn't that complicated. But what we don't need is revamps, because you see Disney falling off with this. You see Marvel trying to do this same thing with the whole superhero story, bro. It should have ended after Infinity War. I'm sorry. Because this next phase is just not hitting and nobody cares about it. And if you do try to do revamps, at least do it right like DC is doing right now. I mean, that new Batman movie was peak, but it was
probably one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my whole life. That Batman movie was so bad, bro. He should have just been Nightwing. The movie should have been called Nightwing. Don't put Batman into this. Leave, because I'm a Batman fan. I watched, like, most of the time, me growing up, I was watching Batman. Batman Beyond, Batman Brave and the Bold, The Batman. I didn't watch the animated series because I'm not 60 years old and I haven't gone back to watch it yet. Probably need to, but yeah. When I saw that the Riddler, by the way, the man who's always the butt of the joke in every single DC show I've ever watched, be able to get into Batman's house, blow his house up with Alfred in there, perturbed me to no end. One of the worst movies I've ever watched, bro. I fell asleep.
Because they really stayed true to what they loved. You could tell everybody loved what they were doing in the movie. They went all out. But this little revamp,
I ain't gonna lie, they should have hated it. If that is what love looks like, they should hate it.
being progressive bullshit that some of these movies are trying to do, stop it. Because nobody likes it. Just make good movies and appeal to your audience in the right way. Honestly, if these companies fix that, I feel like the problem with movies will be solved. But you know what's another big problem? You're not following my Twitch. Go follow my Twitch.
Well, anyway, that will be the end of this video. If you made it this far, cool, appreciate it. Let me know what you think the problem with movies are. I'm pretty sure, I think Cloud got it on the money. So, with that being said, if any future movie executive is watching this, don't be afraid to be original. You feel me? You didn't get to where you are by copying and pasting. Original ideas, good ideas with good execution will always prevail no matter what.